I was only actually planning to do fertilising these 6 contracts and then move on to the next day. So yeah, I thought that was the end of the field. That's not actually the end of the field. This is the end of the field. I've only got one headland here. Not to worry. But as soon as I've done this, we'll skip through to the point where it stops raining. And then I'll continue with the other 5 contracts. But as I said, yeah, these are the only contracts I'm planning to do today. There's nothing exciting planned for the day. I just wasn't paying attention or thinking about the weather. But the fact that the range stops at lunchtime does mean that it's going to be, there's going to be enough time to do all of the contracts, even if I waited till the afternoon. Actually running slower than normal. I thought we usually got about 9 miles an hour out of the fertiliser. I was watching Tom Pemberton this week. He got someone in to spray his fields with something like that. Actually, not quite that shape, but something like that. Something like crop protection. Kind of looked like this sort of thing, but in red. He said big booms cover. The advantage with big booms is you cover a large area, so you have to drive on less of the field. Kind of makes sense. And he's doing all his fertilization before he plants his maize. So in theory, he's not going to have too much of an issue having to put tram lines out there. He also doesn't have it. I don't think he has any spraying equipment. He's just got the manure cart and the slurry tank. And his neighbour just bought a slurry tank, so his neighbour had him set it up so that Tom could use it to pull slurry out of his slurry system. So Tom spent some money to set up his neighbour's slurry tank so that he could use it, but he now basically has the option of spraying with both his tractor and slurry tank and his neighbour's tractor and slurry tank. They both bought the same model case last year. So that's kind of good for him, I think. Especially with the amount of slurry his cows are producing. It's getting kind of overwhelming. I think that part of the problem was the rain last year in England. He couldn't go out into the fields because it was so wet. And but anyway, so as I was saying, he got in a guy with a self-propelled fertilizer sprayer, which had 36-foot booms, and consequently lots and lots and lots of coverage in the fewest possible passes. So yeah, I tend to go with the short booms so that they don't get cooked up, especially since I'm dragging them behind the tractor. I think with the 3-point and front tank, I'll usually take the biggest booms I can, because the booms follow the tractor. With a trailed sprayer, it drags round corners, and so you can end up with the boom getting stuck in the hedges, which on this map, as I said, was a problem.
It looks like you had two walkie-talkies. Why are you recording?
Anyway.
Oh, I kind of wanted.
We are almost done with this field, and we'll skip through to about 10:30, 11 o'clock, so we can do the rest of them.
Come to my work. Come to my work. Hoi, hoi. Come to my work.
And then also maybe
I have to say for
I will
what?
also maybe I
She
will
put
do a
the
thing.
duck song on.
Oh, we'll check the store sales. I don't expect there to be too much in the way of good equipment coming up. Oh, contract's finished. I am going to fold this up. There we go. And
I said come to my wall.
oh, all right, let's get paid. Paid. That's paid.
So fun this thing.
Completed that one. Collect money. 80, 79. So I think 80 and 79 are right here.
I have 8 hours until I can
Just
leave
up
here.
there. So,
Maybe here
as I
now.
said, what we will do now, I still haven't mapped any other key to game
That's what my
speed.
box said. 16. 101.
And I can drive down the lane while we wait. Hold up. Oh. I'm going to say, I've got a field there with almost no nitrogen in it. But yeah, that makes sense, because the maize fields haven't germinated yet, so there's no crop to see. Okay, we are now at the next field. Oh, I guess I missed the turn for the other field. Oh, let's slow down time. All right, that's good. Those spread out. Ah. There we go. And oh, total pain. Turn that on and drive. Alrighty, let's get this field done. So the other field I've got to do is behind those trees. And I need to figure out how to get there. I thought might be a passage through from this field. One of the things I am thinking is I could buy this field. It has access, or it doesn't have access from the main road, but I could take down a hedge and make access from the main road. I could use this as a very, very big maize field. I could put access to that building there, and I could possibly destroy this spur of the field and put my own productions down here. It's a thought. Well, the traffic goes a long way off this map. I mean, that field directly in front of us, not actually a field. Oops, excuse me. I mean, the fact that the traffic goes so far down the road does mean that it's a long turnaround time before it comes back and starts getting in your way again. Okay, I'm just going to drive straight up here. I'll treat this field as two half fields. Let's put the cruise control on. Let's go and do what I said I was going to do and check. I think we got up to there, so that's new. What the heck is that? Oh, tree stump grinder and a poop wagon. Slurry tanker. Don't need any of those, so we can not worry about that. As I said, I do want to consider replacing the Axion 8 series for a 9. It'll give me 2 tractors that can do seeding and ploughing and cultivating and stuff like that. So they'll kind of complement each other. Okay, I think if I run across, I do a double headland here, or a double end row. Run down towards the corner, and then I'll swing it back and go all the way to the road behind us. And then finish off that top bit there. I would kind of like a sprayer, a self-propelled sprayer at some point, and we can then replace this kit. I might keep the sprayer so that we can do herbicide with it, herbicide contract. I'm probably not going to spray my fields because herbicide is not particularly friendly towards seed growth and yields. Oh, don't hit the... Try not to hit the hedge again, and yes, we made it. Okay. This is a little bit awkward again. So this isn't the greatest when it comes to rectangular fields, but it's kind of not bad. It's a nice big field, I'll give it that. Definitely consider worth getting for our farm at some point. And it tends to be a fairly cheap field. Doesn't carry much residual value. Compared with other fields in the area. We're already down to 40% fertilizer there. Fortunately, we had 14,000 litres on the farm, and this thing only carries about 4. So it's not going to be too bad of a thing. We can go back to the yard and refill. I would kind of like to get the other field done, but going to square mode, going to round mode. 80 doesn't look as big as 79, I don't think. So I might be able to do 80 with what's left on the tank here. Especially if I just do as much as I need to do and get paid. We've got 38% in the tank at the moment. I do hope with Farm Sim, whatever the next one is, we do get precision farming for contracts. That just makes more sense. Okay, we have 37%. So hopefully, I'm kind of thinking if we get done by before 33%, I should have more than enough to do the last field in this cluster. Oh, I turned the map off. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go.
Daddy, do you want your cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, now when Mrs. Osa makes the cinnamon roll, she makes sure everybody gets a cinnamon roll warm from the oven. TJ Chosa does it. She makes sure she gets hers, and then everybody else can have cold ones if they're not there begging for them. We have had some learning opportunities this last week. There's an event coming up. She just naturally assumed, hey, I'm going to that event. It's like, no, that's not how things work. You have to ask if you can, yeah. Can I go? I would like to go. Indicate your wish that you wish to go to a thing. Oh. And then also, seriously? Turn the engine on, thank you. Turn that on. Why is cruise control not working? There we go. But yeah, indicate your desire to go and then ask if we'll take you. Because she cannot drive herself at the moment. She hasn't taken any driving lessons. And she just assumes, hey, I'm going to a thing. It's like, there might be something planned for that weekend, because
Hi.
especially with church events, they tend to let us know at the last minute. So sort of, hey, there's an event this weekend. We've already got things planned. And now we either have to rearrange our schedule so that we can fit her drop off and pick up in, or she's not going. And she doesn't seem to appreciate that. I mean, I already know, yeah. If someone says, hey, can you do a thing on Thursday next week? It's like, I'm going to have to check with my wife, because she has the calendar and she knows all the stuff I'm planning on, and she knows all the stuff the family is doing. Okay, that should be done. Yes. So we get paid. Collect. Now we're making money. Now we're folding this up. So yeah, the field that's orange next to us, that's grass. Grass doesn't need much in the way of whatever the stuff is. Fertilizer. So that's all good. But that field directly in front of us is red. We get close enough. Yeah, see, is red, and obviously it's going to need a little bit more fertilizer than that. Maize isn't growing yet. Okay, this stuff, however, is growing. I'm guessing this field has already been done at least once. I don't recall me doing this, but hey, you know how it is. Alrighty, let's get this spraying sprayed. I don't recall what self-propelled sprayers I've got loaded. We got the Stara, the New Holland, oh, the Hardy. That's really expensive. New Holland and the Amazon. Oh, don't know if Amazon is a European manufacturer. It's not one I'm familiar with. How are we doing on? We're down to 25%, so this could be a problem. Still, as I said, we'll get this done. Hopefully, it will be enough fertilizer to finish this field so we can refill going through the yard, going past the yard. Unfortunately, one thing I forgot is we have maize to fertilizer. Maize is absolutely horrible when it comes to nitrogen demand. So might have a problem with that later. We might need some more liquid fertilizer just to be going on with. Still. Times 5. So yeah, this thing I think this thing carries about 3,300 litres. So it's not a particularly big fertilizer tank. But I think because we have the weed detectors on the boom, it does herbicide spraying very efficiently. So it's gonna be a good thing to use for herbicide contracts because it will make it a lot more efficient for us to do them. And I don't think the big self-propelled sprayers have the weed detectors on them. A lot of them allow for the Asaria mirror mounted crop sensors, but not so much the weed stuff. Okay, go out at an angle here. Turn straight north again. Okay. So now this is a point where we can actually go north-south on this field, just row by row, and we'll see where we get to. 13% left. Ugh. It is what it is. As I said, hopefully we complete the contract before we run out. At least with the crop growing, I can see where it is. And so I have distinct rows I can follow up and down the field. You know, the plan here is to do this middle bit where I'm passing full length of the field. And then we can do the wedges on each side to finish off, and maybe not finish off. Things. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh, excuse me. So I can't think of much else that's happened. Apparently, okay, I've been watching various YouTubers playing a game called Manor Lords. I do like those styles of games, but the problem with them is they are... there's something I need to sort of remember what I'm doing. It's not a game I can just pick up, play for half an hour and put down. It's sort of a game I need to play through to the end, because otherwise I forget what I'm doing. Kind of like a bit like Farming Simulator. Once I put down a farm,